Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Tip Tuesday. I am your host, Kat Milner, the Chief Clarity and Systems Architect for Simplify Your Brand. Yes, you heard that right, and I'll explain more in just a moment. Today, I want to talk with you about if things just aren't happening the way that you want them to in your business. If you've ever felt like you're doing all the right things, you're posting content, you're making offers, you're following all the advice that you're given, but you're just not getting the kind of response that you want, this is for you. What looks like a marketing problem usually is something deeper. Your strategy is good. Your content is excellent. And you're not doing anything actually wrong. It's just not landing correctly. People aren't responding and resonating with it. Now, I've seen this time and again in both myself and my clients. The real issue is that things are just not aligned. Your business, your message, your brand, it just doesn't match who you are now. Maybe you don't even know what's going on. Maybe all you know is it's just not working. So here's what it can feel like. You're putting yourself out there, but somehow it just kind of feels off. You try to explain what you do, and you find yourself just kind of fumbling through it. You've outgrown the way that you're showing up, but maybe you don't know what you're growing into. If any of that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. When I started Simplify Your Tech, I knew exactly who I was, what I did, and who I was doing it for. But over the last year or so, I started noticing that things had started to shift. It was started out very subtle, and I didn't even necessarily realize it was happening until all of a sudden it just wasn't quite matching. The work I do was evolving, but the way I was talking about it was so last year. People were still seeing me and thinking of me as the tech ninja, when what I was actually doing was far more holistic. Yes, I did and I do still help people with their tech systems, but the real transformation is all about their clarity, their confidence, their alignment. I wasn't just helping them fix tech problems. I was helping them build the entire business in a way that was authentic and aligned for them. That's what Simplify Your Brand is all about. And here's the key insight that I want to share with you. Your clients, your truly aligned clients, they can sense when your message is off, even if it's just the tiniest little bit. Even if you don't realize it yourself, if you don't even know that anything's off, it can be, and they know it. Because we don't just buy offers, we buy energy. We have to really like and trust the person, feel like their energy matches ours. So if your brand no longer matches your energy, your ideal clients are going to hesitate. They're going to scroll past you. They don't feel you in your work, so they're not going to engage with you. Now, rebranding is not about needing a fancy new logo. It's not about redoing your website and overhauling everything. It's about asking yourself some deeper questions. Is the way I'm showing up online still a match for the work I'm actually doing? Does my messaging reflect where I'm going, or is it just a reflection of where I've been? Have I created space for myself to evolve, or am I still operating in an older version of my business? Sometimes the most powerful shift that you can make is not a tactical or logistical one. It's an energetic one. And I want to be clear, this isn't about just throwing everything out and starting over. You don't want to just throw your business out the window. You've worked hard to get to where you are. It's about realigning so that when you speak, people feel you. They can sense that your business is aligned to who you are. You are more authentic. so that when they land on your website or your landing page, they know instantly, this is who I'm looking for. And that's the difference between feeling like you have to sell and having clients just say yes. Because we all know those gift from God clients, as I like to call them, where they ask to speak to you and they're like, you're everything I've been looking for. Here, how can you take my money? That's what it becomes when you are aligned, completely aligned with your business. So if something has been feeling a little off, you're not quite getting the traction and responses, and maybe you haven't even been able to name it, this shift might be what you're looking for. Now, you don't need to figure it all out at once, but I do want to invite you to consider, what if it isn't your content that isn't good, but that it's coming from an outdated version of you? What if you've evolved and your business is just asking to evolve along with you? That's what this transition has been for me, incorporating Simplify Your Tech into a more overarching umbrella of Simplify Your Brand. And honestly, doing that has felt so freeing. It's been amazing, because the more I step into this version of myself, the more clarity I have, the clearer my message, the more yeses I receive, and the more my clients feel seen, supported, and excited to say yes to. So if any of this is resonating and you're feeling that nudge to explore for yourself, I've written a blog to go along with this video that goes deeper into what that process can look like. We talk about how to know if it's time to rebrand, what an alignment actually feels like between you and your brand, and the signs, those quiet little signs that your business is saying, I want to grow with you. So you can read the blog, the link is below, and I'd love to hear what lands for you. And remember, your brand is not a label, it's a lighthouse. And so let's make sure that it's calling in the right people. Thanks for being here with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.